calm, all is bright round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild.
Excuse me, I would like to sit there. Excuse me. You took my spot, Dan. You took my spot, Mojo. Mi stai qui. Good night. Hello. We are going to the little town nearby. We have to do a lot of different little chores, so I'm gonna bring you with me. I don't know how much I'll be able to film, but I want to show you how the little cities around here are decorated, or you know, the Christmas or the winter around this area. So we'll see what I'll be able to capture. So let's go.
Buongiorno. We are in a small village, like Borgo, close to where we live. And there are some Christmas decorations going on. And Martina loves this decoration.
Look at this decoration! The puppies!
They look like our puppies.
They look like our puppies. This is a little store, like a grocery store, very tiny, and it's kind of the center little grocery store.
Yeah.
And there are very few decorations, not super many. I mean, just like that. There is actually this one. This is actually a yarn store. I don't know if you can see, but this is a yarn store, and to be honest, they don't have so super many and nice yarns, but
And
we got it.
everything is like closed random hours, and you never know if it's gonna be open. For example, this one, why is it closed? What day is it today?
Because it's lunchtime.
Yeah, alright, we're in the lunchtime now, so everything is closed. But we're gonna go to the bigger city, and then everything's gonna be open.
Let's go and get some coffee.
Really?
Yay.
Alright. Chin chin. Salute.
Hello and welcome to another little video. I'm gonna share with you some of my knitting projects or projects that I've been working on, and it's not really a regular podcast episode, but I'm gonna share with you some of the projects that I've been focusing on a lot, especially gifts, because it's that time of the year And I also want to kind of talk a little bit about gifts in general, like the act of giving and receiving, because it's very relevant. This one, we move it. And I apologize in advance if you hear background noises. There's Mike who's eating potato chips in there. Right now he decided to eat potato chips, and then there are the puppies that are chewing on some strange objects.
We're just a normal part of life.
Yeah, you're a part of life. And that's because we're living in one main room all together. The rest of the apartment is not livable. I mean, we can live there, but it's super cold. And yeah, in this room we have a wood burning stove, so we're all cozying up in one room. Anyhow, let's talk about my knitting projects, the one I've been focusing on. I want to show you this little bag where I have the first project that I am going to talk about. So this one is a gift for Mike. I decided, the past 3 days, I decided to prioritize this project because Mike is going to go to Stockholm for his for Christmas, and I want him to have this scarf. It's a scarf because the other scarf that he has is not warm enough, I think, and it's more like, it's a bit trashy to be honest. And it's a store-bought one. He bought it long ago, and so yeah, I decided to design a scarf for him. This is pretty long, but so let me just start from the beginning. I decided to design this myself because I couldn't find patterns that were interesting enough for me, and I was getting overwhelmed by the amount of scarf patterns that are online. So I decided, you know what, let me design it because it's actually more exciting, at least for me. And so I decided to do that, and we chose the yarn together. Mika really likes both these two colors. So this is kind of like a deep navy blue. One of the colors that I'm using, I'm holding two different yarns together. One of the colors that I'm using is this one, and it's the color graphite, and it's the Holst garn, super soft, and it's a very thin yarn of light fingering, I would say, or fingering weight yarn, and I'm holding it double, and then holding this double, and then I'm holding this as well together. And since Mika really loves hemp, anything hempy, I decided to add a lace-way yarn, 100% hemp, and I'm using this amazing yarn. I love this yarn by Borgo de Pazzi, which is a little Italian company that I really love. And this is the color 85. Yeah, so I held those yarns together for the first color, and I did a little pattern thing. I need to block it because around the ribbing sections it's more cinched in, and I need to block it so it's the width is the same. And then on the other side there is a color that he also loves and I love a lot as well, and it's this cinnamon color, and I absolutely love this color. Absolutely beautiful, and I think these two colors together really somehow fit well. Mika has some shirts and sweaters that have these two colors basically, and so I think it's gonna be interesting because he can wear this scarf with the bluish part in front or the cinnamon color like that as well. So it's nice, and he really likes it. I hope it will be warm enough, because in Sweden, Scandinavian countries, it gets super cold in the winter. It's really cold as here as well, to be honest. And then we'll be going to the north of Italy on the Alps, and so there it's absolutely cold. So I hope this will be warm enough. The hemp thread, I think, will make it very kind of sturdy, and it's kind of dry to work on, like on my hands. It feels quite dry, but I'm very used to plant-based fibers, knitting with plant-based fibers, so it's okay. So what I've done, I'm going to quickly show you the pattern situation that I'm kind of repeating. I'm doing an I-cord edging on the sides. Okay, there is an I-cord edge on the sides, and then I start with the ribbing, 2x2 ribbing. I cast it on 59 stitches, and then I did 2x2 ribbing for about maybe 20 rows, something like that. It's knitted flat, of course. Then I did a garter section, and then I've done this really fun, super simple to knit 2x2 moss kind of section, and then again garter, and then I start again with 2x2 ribbing, garter section, and now I'm knitting on the 2x2 moss section. That's basically it. I told you the pattern that I designed. And I really love how this is turning out. I love the two colors together. I love the texture of it, this kind of simple pattern. It looks kind of interesting, and I love that it's kind of, if it was just 2x2 ribbing, it would look very simple, but I was thinking to do a 2x2 ribbing scarf. But then I thought it's a bit boring. I wanted something a bit more, unique. So I'm very happy with this one. And I've heard that the Holst Garn Super Soft softens a lot with wash. So I think I'm gonna wash it and before I give it to him. The problem is that in this apartment nothing gets dried, only if we put it next or very close to the wood burning stove, and that's very upsetting because then I can't really block things. It would take probably a week, not sure even. So it needs to be very close to the wood burning stove, but that's okay. And so what happens? This, I'm almost done, and we'll see. So we decided with Mika that I'll finish. So these two color sections will be the same height, right? And we'll see if it's the right length for him. So he will wear it. I'll cast it off. He will wear it in Stockholm, and then if he wants it even longer, I'll just unravel the cast off section and add another color section, maybe the blue again, or yeah, I guess the blue again. But we'll see. I think it will be really nice this length, but we'll see what he will like. So this is the first gift knit that I've been working on quite a lot the past few days. And I also been working on my dad's vest. I decided to make a sleepover for my dad. He asked me actually, and I decided to finally make it. And this was a little bit of a fail. So I don't know, I haven't been picking it up. Since I met my dad, he came to visit us and he tried it on and it was a tiny bit too tight for his liking. He would like something that is quite oversized with quite some positive ease, and this is fitting him. So I've done quite a lot. I was almost done with the body, but then didn't finish the ribbing. Of course, I didn't start the ribbed hem. But yeah, he doesn't like it, so I was thinking to rip it back and knit it wider, bigger, I don't know, but I have zero motivation to do that. So I'll either wait and maybe I'll knit him a ribbed hat. He loves hat, he always wears hats. And so I was thinking too, if I still have some of this yarn left that I've been using for make a scarf, I would probably maybe make a hat for my dad with the same yarn, this darker one. And it would be really nice because he has hemp, so it will maybe be nice with the moisture regulation, and the woolly fiber will make it warm. And so that maybe will be the gift for him for Christmas. A hat is a lot faster and easier than this slipover. This slipover, I've been following the Stockholm slipover pattern by Petite Knit, and it's quite okay, it's nice, it's a nice pattern, but I'm pretty bored, especially because I have to rip it back. But there is another option. So either I do the hat for my dad, rip this back, and then use the yarn and knit another vest and take my time, or I'll keep knitting on this and I'll gift it to Mika because this fits him. But we'll have to see if he likes sleepovers, or I can just maybe pick up stitches on the around the armholes and maybe knit sleeves. I don't know. We'll see. But it's quite, I don't know if I'm really excited to rip this back. For some reason, I don't have any problem to knit on long projects for myself and then realize that I don't like the fitting or the color or whatever and rip everything back. I don't have any problem with ripping back. But when it comes to gift knits that I've been putting a lot of time and then I have to rip them back, I just cannot. And I guess it's because I don't really usually knit for other people. And there's nothing wrong with that. Any person, any crafter can create either for themselves or for others. It doesn't matter in the end. What it matters is that we explore our creativity. And I think it's really interesting, this concept of like learning to find a balance between gifting, giving and receiving, especially around this time of the year where everything is a bit slower, at least in nature, and this kind of stress to always have something to give can be a bit overwhelming for some people and for me. And I think I want to really learn to make things or give time or energies to people when my cup is full, when I feel like just sharing and giving, and just respect myself when I'm not there. And I really invite you to do the same, because I think it's a very radical act. What we should value is to appreciate when people gift when they feel like giving. But it's very difficult to find, to see that, to perceive that when a person is really in the mood of giving or is just doing it because he feels that he has to. I don't know if all of this makes sense. I'm sweating a bit now with this scarf. Okay, so yeah, I've been using a commercial yarn that I bought last year for my dad, for my dad's sleepover. and it's 100% wool. It's nice, it's fine, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll create a sleepover for Mika, and I'll buy more yarn for my dad, maybe another yarn, an Italian merino wool, because he's very itchy, like he said that he doesn't like itchy garments. So maybe I'll find a merino wool, softer yarn. Okay, another project I've been working on is a project for me. And I decided to knit on this because I received this yarn and I paired it with a yarn that I had already in my stash. I've been having it for a year now, and when I received this Nutiden yarn, I just fell in love and I decided to cast on something. And so this is the yarn I had in my stash, and it's a Lithuanian rustic non-superwash wool. I bought it from a little Etsy shop called Yarn Home. Very nice, very affordable, but also high quality yarns. And I paired this with the Nutiden. I was lucky enough to find some plates of Nutiden of this color. The amazing podcaster Nina from the A Crafter's Tale podcast sent me some plates because she had extra, so I bought them from her, and it's a beautiful, beautiful color. I guess I'm very cinnamon driven. Cinnamon colors. I really love cinnamon color these days. This is the other color I used for Mika's scarf, and that's pretty much it when it comes to cinnamon colors. But I'll show you another project later on. And so this is the project I've been working on. I finished one sleeve and I've knitted the body, and I attached the little buttons already. I hand made these buttons with olive wood. They're absolutely beautiful. I love these buttons. I much prefer this shape of buttons than the round ones that I usually make. I guess it's because it's also easier to make these ones because they're all different, you know. This one is pretty different from this one. I love them. So this one, it's the Felix cardigan. I've knitted this pattern before, and I think there is a little mistake. Yeah, it's on this side, but it doesn't matter. So the Felix cardigan is a pattern by Amy Christopher. I've knitted it before. You knit it with a kind of maybe DK yarn, or even, I don't remember, but I used needle size 5.5. The recommended needle size is 6 millimeters. I went down to 5.5 millimeters, and I love how this is turning out. And it was a bit of a struggle to knit the bottom band. For some reason I knitted it twice, but now I'm very happy. I need to knit the neck line and the second sleeve, and I've done some modifications as usual. So I've knitted, I did some short rows, and I've made this little indentation, how do you say, split hem. And now the sun is going down, so I think I'll have to wrap up this video. But I've did this split hem, and I've knitted the back part a little bit longer than the front. The back part is tiny bit tiny bit longer, just a tiny bit. But I really love the way this is turning out, and I'm so in love with cardigans these days. I'm gonna knit only cardigans from now on for myself, I think. From now on this season, I guess, because that's what I need. That's what I've been using a lot. And so very happy with this project, but I have been kind of knitting like on like a couple of rows here and there because I wanted to focus on other gifts and other knitting projects. And I have 3 pairs of socks that I've decided to gift. 2 are from my mom and 1 is from my sister. And then I'm finishing another pair of socks for my sister. So both of the 2 women in my family will get 2 pairs of socks. And I hope they're not watching this. And then I'll give them also this. Maybe I shouldn't really show this, because if they're looking, I'm not going to show this. Anyhow, thank you so very much for joining me. This was a short one, but I just wanted to catch up with you. I hope you are having a really cozy time, and yeah, we'll catch up soon with another episode, or we'll see. So have fun, and thank you so much for supporting me. I just wanted to say that these days I've been feeling, and in general in the winter time, I feel a lot more introverted, and sometimes I don't reply to comments. Usually I do, but when I feel this introverted, I'm like, it feels so meaningless to just say, oh, thank you very much, and that's it. It feels just really lame. I don't know. So I would love to maybe write something that has more meaning, but that takes more time and energy, and so just get overwhelmed and postpone to reply to them, and then I just forget. And so I'm very sorry if I haven't replied to some of your comment, and I'll get better with that, but please forgive me. And yeah, let's just be more introverted in winter time if we feel like being so. Okay, so thank you so much for being here again. I'm gonna eat this persimmon, which looks delish, and yeah, have a nice time. Bye.